Kari, what's up?
Hey, good morning. How are you, Jeremy?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
Good. Hold on a sec. I need to turn my video on here. There we go. There we go. Hi.
Hey, how we doing?
Good.
Are we
Where are
feeling
you,
pretty
where
good
are you
today?
at?
I'm in Omaha, Nebraska,
Oh, okay. I grew up in South
Midwest.
Dakota, so I'm up from up that in that area.
Are you still there? Where you at now?
I'm in Arizona now.
Oh, that's right. Duh, Arizona time.
Yeah, no worries.
I had a
Yeah, I've been
moment.
here about 8 years now. So
Cool. What part of Arizona are you in?
Phoenix.
Oh, okay. I've got family actually in that area as well. So very cool.
Okay. What city are they in?
Phoenix.
Okay.
Then we got one. I got my brother's son, I believe, is in Flagstaff. Is that
Oh,
right?
okay. Yeah, that's about
Yep.
2 hours north.
Yep. So I got a couple people down there. I got cousins, and then my brother's son's down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were they from here originally or?
Yep, they're all from Omaha, Nebraska, and they ended up moving out to Arizona. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool. All right.
yeah,
Hold on one second.
beautiful
I'm gonna shut
area.
the office door real quick.
Yeah.
We've got 2 dogs and they'll come in here and pester me. So
What type of dogs you got?
I have a little Schnauzer mix. He's like 20
Okay.
pounds. And then we have a 95-pound Rhodesian Ridgeback. So like
Oh, okay.
little dog, big dog.
Yeah, I used to have a Schnauzer growing up, but now we have I think he wasn't here, but now he's gone. We have like a French Bulldog, a Frenchie.
Oh,
So
cute.
yeah, so he's
That's
either super
awesome.
hyper or he's sleeping. It's one or the other.
Yeah, yeah. That's how my Schnauzer is. He's like either dead asleep or go 1000%.
Yeah, 100%. Cool. So I was doing a little research on you. You're a macro coach, is that correct?
Yes, yep.
Now, how long have you been doing that?
A little over 5 years.
I love that. Cool. So kind of give me a rundown of like what your business entails and what it is you do.
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I got into this about 5 years ago, and the one thing I really like about it is macros is really sustainable for my clients. So once they start doing it, they're like, holy shit, I can actually eat food.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah. So I've just found it like a really good way to help people, especially women who struggle with like eating disorders, body dysmorphia, this whole like bad food, good food mentality. So that's what's really cool about doing the macros and teaching that is they overcome that in a healthy way. And anyway, it's just pretty cool. Another thing that I stand out with my coaching is I actually make custom meal plans for my clients. So I'm not a macro coach that just kind of throws them to the wolves. Here's your numbers, you stick to this, and that's that. So I'm very hands-on, week-to-week accountability check-ins, constantly changing macros to either increase calories or go through like a cut phase, or whatever their goals are. Week by week, we're constantly changing things up. So yeah, that's kind of how I stand out a little bit with my coaching, is that I will actually make their meal plans and do all that for them, especially for people new to macros and they don't understand tracking their food and being able to hit their numbers. So I do that for them, and it just makes it really simple to start out. But yeah, that's
Awesome.
a quick
So is
rundown.
there like a transition thing for them? Like, are you giving them like drop down menus or sheets where they can like start plugging it in on their own down the roads?
Yeah. Yep. So on the meal plans, it's all done through Google Docs and Google Sheets. There's a whole food database it's got 6,000 to 7,000 foods. So they can go in there with a drop down box and change, whatever the meat in the plan, or if it's tacos, they can add corn tortillas, whatever it is. There's a whole database for them to go in eventually and do that on their own.
Yeah.
But I would say probably 75% of my clients don't ever want to do that. They continue to want the meal plans made for them because it just is so easy, and a lot of them are busy moms and they just don't have the time to try to figure it out. But the clients that do that on their own, they have a lot more flexibility. So
Yeah.
a little bit of both.
I love that. Cool. As far as, are you doing like customized workouts for them, or is it strictly nutrition?
I just do the nutrition side.
Okay.
When I first started out, I was trying to do both. And I just decided the training side was not for me, like personal training. I tried to dabble in it a little bit, but I found I was really into the nutrition side of it, and I just enjoy that a lot more. So I stick to that.
I love that. Are you like a one-woman show, or do you have a team with you? Like, what's this look like?
It's me.
Okay, perfect.
So just to give you a little quick, I think I was talking to Chad on Instagram. I'm not sure. Anyway, I mentioned to him when I started doing this, I contracted out with a gym, like a personal training gym, who also the coaches there do macros. And at the time it was the two owners of that gym and myself. I was the first coach that they brought in.
Cool.
And so over these last 5 years, I've been using their website, using their Google Sheets that they created with all these foods in it. And in return, they take 20% of my income. And that was fine at first, but now I'm down the road where it's like, what am I doing? Like, I don't need to piggyback off of this other company and be giving away that much income, especially the last year. They've changed their pay structure. They've got a lot more coaches under them now. So they're changing how they're doing things. They're charging a lot more fees. They're charging tech fees. They're charging PayPal and Venmo fees. They're charging a bigger percent of clients if they go to their website first and don't go through my Instagram. They're taking a huge chunk. I keep 80% if the client comes through my Instagram and through my, my posts, but they're trying to keep 65% when they have any clients come directly through their website and pick me as a coach. I'm like, this is bullshit. So yeah. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm really trying to transition and figure out where I can go with this on my own. I guess my biggest struggle is what to use as a platform and to continue getting leads. I get a lot of referrals from past clients. I've worked with over 500 people doing this. So I constantly am getting referrals from those clients, but I want to be able to really dial in a higher price point client because of how detailed and hands-on I am with people. I feel like I'm not getting sufficient payment for what I put into it.
100%. So when you told me that you're doing like weekly changes and you're customizing their own meals, a ton of personal time, right?
Yes.
You're doing weekly check-ins. Are you doing like Zoom check-ins? Are you doing like Zoom recordings? What does that look like?
Nope. So the check-ins are all done through Google Sheets. They have a sheet that they go to enter their new weight, their compliance to their meal plans, and any notes on how their week went, whether they had a shitty week with sleep or didn't get their workouts in, or they had a perfect week, whatever it was. And then I go in and update their meal plans based on their notes. And I send them an email saying, blah, whatever, here's what you do next week. This is why we're doing it. And so there's no calls. I do a initial like 30-minute consult with each client. And then everything else is done through text and email. And then I'll do calls if somebody requests it, but for the most part, I don't schedule calls every single week. I would do that if I was getting paid more. I would totally be open to phone calls with every client, but it's
so that'd be a great option to leverage why your price point could go up is if you're doing like weekly check-ins with certain people that want to have those type of weekly calls. It's like a Zoom call, like a Loom recording explaining like their specific meal plan would be another option to be able to get more of a larger buy-in as well. And then all the free resources. So I don't know, maybe if you have like a macro ebook that you send out to certain individuals, that could be a great downsell as well for people. So there's a ton of ways that we can go ahead and up your price. We can get you to not have to split 65%. Geez, that's a lot they're taking.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So it's really hard for me to want to take any referrals from that gym because it's not worth the money at all. And I consider the $200 we charge a month to be, even when I'm giving up 20% of that, I'm thinking it's not enough.
So anyway. That's where your price point's at right now, 200 per client that you're working with?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And currently there's no contracts. People pay month to month. So there's no like commitment long-term. And honestly, I tell people up front, I'm like, I need 3 months with you at least, if you really want to reach your goals and do this the right way, because it's not a crash diet. It's where 100%. We're working on a healthy metabolism and we're trying to, get into good habits, and it's not going to be a quick overnight fix. So that's another thing I want to implement is some type of a, 3-month commitment at least, where somebody's got some skin in the game and want to stick it out.
100%. So that's going to be a great way to get buy-in, and you'll have more sustainable income. For 1 year prices right now are under industry averages. So online coaching, anywhere between $250 on the very, very low end to $500 on the upper end. Yeah. And then the amount of work that you're investing into each individual, you got to crank that thing up a little bit. And then obviously too, remove the month to month as an option. Okay. So for instance, a lot of trainers they'll give you a lot of different options. When you give people too many options, they're always going to go with the less committed option, less, expensive, right?
Right.
So for instance, on my personal business, there are coaches that go 3, 6, 9, 12 month to month. I don't do that. It's 4, 8, or 12. That's my specific model. Okay. Now, what has taught me is the longer terms that are with me, I do provide a slight discount. So for instance, if they were 4 month, it's equivalent to $450 per month. If they went to 8 months, it's $375. And if it went to 12 months, it's $350 per month. Okay. So a lot of those people see that number dialing down. So 90% of my clients right now are between 8 and 12. I have like maybe 3 people on a 4 month. However, 4 month gets me people locked into some actual habit change, but 8 to 12 has lifestyle change involved into it, which is great because I'm not getting people that just want to lose weight for a quick vacation and then go back to that perpetual cycle. I got them dialed into where we're actually building a relationship, and it's harder to say no to a friend, versus just some random stranger. So at 4, 8, and 12, I've established more of a connection with them.
Yeah.
So they see it as, oh, 375, 350, that's not bad, right? I'm getting them, for one, they're getting a payout out of this. Like, they save a little bit of money, but I keep them for longer periods of time. I get a higher payout over the longer course of time, but more importantly, I get better results for them because they're actually locked into this, right?
Right.
If I was to offer them, you could do this, we could do a drop down of this and this and this, they're going to get confused, right? So I keep it very simple. And if it's someone that can't necessarily afford it but wants to get in, I try to come up with financing options for them. So at least I'm guaranteed a payout, and then they can figure out their financing options through the bank or whatever company that we have them doing financing through, which would be a game changer for you as well, because you're collecting up front. Okay.
Yeah.
The main goal is to get our paid in full if possible. And then worst case scenario, on a monthly payment basis. And it wouldn't be a month to month, it would be a subscription base. So there's no more Cash App, no more Venmo, no more any of that. Like, we're actually gonna get this thing to where we don't have to say, hey, it's time for me to get paid. Like, where's the money at, right? We want it to just naturally come out. Cool. So it sounds like, again, we just are looking for a little bit of structure, a little bit of guidance, especially on the length of terms, the value that you're providing, and more importantly, be able to get you out of having to be partnered with another gym so you can actually do this thing by yourself. What do you bring in a month right now with this?
Well, since things changed in the past, since May is when things really went downhill for me.
Okay.
Sometimes it's as low as like $1,500. I shit you not.
Okay.
I used to, when they were legitimately paying me 80% without all these fees that they've changed it to, I was doing okay around 5 to 6 a month, 5 to 6 grand a month.
Okay.
And that was fine, but I still at that time would like to make more, but it's dwindled so much that's why I'm taking action right now. And I'm really trying to figure out how to move on from that, because I think it's good for their new coaches they're bringing on, because they're trying to help them get into the business. But I've kind of feel like I got brushed aside, like, hey, I've been here with you guys for this long and you're shitting on me, basically.
100%.
Yeah. So there's just it's not serving me whatsoever. But, you mentioned, getting clients that they can get a monthly charge down by doing, the contract type thing. I have clients that have been with me 2, 3, 4 years, and they're continually paying that monthly thing. They would be thrilled, even if my prices went up, to know that they're getting some type of discount versus people who are doing month to month. So I like that idea. But anyway, that was just
No, that's a great feature. So for people that have been locked in with you for like months, they love you, they trust you, there's clearly a relationship. Hey, you know what? I'm really ecstatic that we've continued to have this relationship. So, due to your consistency and, your compassion for me, I'm going to give you an additional month of coaching for free on top of what you're already paying. So you're incentivizing them to stay with you for longer periods of time, right? And as they get closer to the end of their contract, you're marking that down like an alert. So for instance, I don't even say, hey, your contract's coming to an end. I never mention that. I say, hey, this is where your goals were at. It looks like we've executed X, Y, and Z. So our next game plan moving forward will be X, Y, and Z. So does it sound good? Yeah. Versus saying, hey, do you want to do this? Right? Like, I'm already planning things ahead of, like, showing them, hey, this is where you've already gotten through your consistency and hard work, but with my coaching, And now the next phase is even going to be more exciting because this is what I have planned for you versus, well, let's figure out if we're going to do this and then I'll come up with the game plan. They like to know that you've already had their best interest in mind.
Right.
So from there, and they're like, yeah, totally. I can't wait. Cool. So, this next phase, if we can get you anywhere for like, another 4 to 8 months, we're going to be in a really solid spot. Which do you think works better for you right now? 4 months. Cool. Awesome. I love that because you've already been with me for 12. Perfect. Yeah. So for you to signing on, I'm going to give you 10% off, whatever the case may be. And that keeps people wanting to stay with you because now they've built a trust. They know that you have their best interest at heart. And more importantly, that they see that you're going to work with them to make sure you're meeting their needs as well. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But having a contract and an established length of terms is going to be massive for having a predictable, income coming in each month.
Right.
Okay. So that's what we want to have. We want to make sure that everything, there's a predictability factor to it. Cool.
Yeah, I totally love where we're at. When you have clients that each month it's their due date and you're texting them, oh, by the way, quick reminder, payment due. And then it's up to them if they want to do another month. And if they're having a shitty week, they might be like, you know what, I'm throwing in the towel. I don't want to do it. But if they're already locked in, I feel like they're going to be.
There'll be a lot more consistency. Yeah. And then more importantly, if you have them locked in and you're providing a service, whether they're going to, track it 100% or not, if they've been with you for a long period of time, they stop looking at their bank account for that hit. Mm-hmm. So whether they're following it or not, you're still getting predictable income coming in. And then you're just meeting them where they're at, So I think what you're doing serves a lot of people, which is awesome. You're actually, what you have to offer is needed, right? So really understanding how much value that you bring, that's the first thing that we need to focus on is your price points don't indicate how much great stuff that you're doing. Yeah. I'm not sure you've even noticed how much you're doing. That's one of the main things that we go through. Like, hey, you provide a lot of value and this is how we can charge what we're going to charge moving forward. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as the platforms go, you're going to be very excited to check out today's call because everything that you said is a challenge right now, we have a solution for. We also will have someone that's going to be assigned to you for the entire 6 months. This would be an individual who's completed both certified and mastery level. So they're battle tested. They have a 6 or 7 figure business built off the information in our course. So they know exactly what you need to get to reach that certain level of income that you're wanting to get to, which brings me to my next question. We know at one point in time you're bringing around, 5 to 6K, but for a while we've been a little bit on the struggle bus at 1,500. What would we like to be seeing ourselves making?
I mean, honestly, it's funny because a lot of your guys' videos talk about like getting a coach to 10K a month. And since I've started this, that's always been a goal and I've never hit it. So that would be my first, that would be awesome for me to get that price point one time and move up and go from there. I mean, I don't want to cap it.
100%. So say for instance, I'm gonna break out my calculator because I'm not very good at math. So let's just say we bump your prices up. Let's just say $100 more. Okay. Yeah. So you're going 300, right? So if you had literally right now 10 clients, you're already making over twice what you're making now. So from 1,500, that'd be at 3K if you had 10 clients. Okay. So if you had, let's say 35 clients, you're at 10,500.
Yeah. And typically that's about where I'm at. I'm between 25 to 35 clients on average.
Yeah. So I love that, but you're not that's why you're struggling because you're not charging what you're worth. So you're going to have to get twice the amount of clients just to get to that point where you want to make it. Right. Versus if we just literally bump it up $100 and think about you're doing weekly check-ins, you're adjusting on a regular basis. That's a lot of work for one person, right?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I did get to the point where I doubled my clients and I was having panic attacks because I couldn't keep up with people. But there was one time I got to 50 people and I was like, holy shit, this is a lot. And then I was getting so many referrals from those people. I actually got up to 100 clients for a while and I had to pump the brakes because I was so overwhelmed. And I was like, this is crazy. I need to be charged. And this was a couple of years ago. I'm like, I need to be charging more money and taking less clients so that I can do this. And I just got so overwhelmed with it that I cut way back on clients, but never increased the prices. So yeah, anyway.
So what we could do is slowly start pumping up your organic leads by yourself, not utilizing the gym at all. get us to a very comfortable spot and then completely remove that gym, because you have a ton of referrals. Let's maximize that, right? So people already are talking about you. People already trust you. They already love you. Let's first of all focus on those people first, and then we're just going to keep on pumping in and in and in. So if you're really well known in your local community, another way to like really outreach is going to like supplement stores, putting your cards out, doing free seminars about what you do and how you differ from other macro coaches, right? Because a lot of people are going to be like, want to know, what is it that separates you from anyone else doing customized macros, right? So that's your opportunity to really kind of educate people, show them how this would be beneficial, and then really like put yourself on the map. So for me, I did fairly well online, but a lot of where my referrals came from was local, because that was like my bread and butter. People get to experience who you are. They get
Yeah.
to experience your energy level. So you take advantage of everything that you have right at your disposal right now in your local community. And then everything else that comes in online is just another icing on the cake, because you can obviously help twice as many people online, but you don't have to be stuck just utilizing DME methods or things of that nature, right? That's going to be part of the game. But if we really get smart and think outside of the box, we can double what we're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Just a background on it. Local people, maybe they're a quarter of my clients.
Okay.
Everyone else is all over the country. I have clients in Canada. I've had clients in Dubai. They're everywhere. So a lot of it has just been an online business for me. And I have never gotten any leads from the gym. I've never walked into the gym and worked like I'm literally using these people for their website. I'm not even associated at the personal training gym.
Yeah.
But so no, I've never even tapped in. Like the local people, obviously once in a great while I'll meet with somebody, but we still do everything over the phone and online. So there's probably a whole nother thing we could tap into in person. But
like, I'm assuming Arizona probably has some places that are like more healthier focused, like where you can get a healthy shake versus, like a pop or something. If you even did something like that and talk to those owners and say, hey, I just want to do like a free seminar, you're already having people that walk into those shops who are already health conscious. A lot of them already have goals. So why not take advantage of that? Because you're just getting warm leads in front of people, right?
Yeah.
So an excellent way to do that. I love the fact that you've got so much business from like your online access alone, but just even tapping into that again, and then utilizing some of those people you've already helped with all over across the country and the world. We can come up with the referral strategies to like get people to want to bring in more referrals to you, which will actually come today.
Yeah.
Cool. So as far as like the deep intrinsic as to why we're on the call, like what do you feel like online coaching is going to do for you, like in a personal? Are we looking for like financial freedom, flexibility? What are we looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got financial freedom is a huge one. I just am not somebody who can do a 9-to-5 job and work for somebody, and I haven't been for a very long time. I worked for Wells Fargo corporate for a short period of time and another bank before that, and then I hated it so much. This is in my 20s. And then I went into health insurance sales as an agent for 10 plus years when I lived in South Dakota. And that was great money, but I hated the job. Like I wasn't passionate about it. So where I'm at now, I'm like, I love this career so much and I'm passionate about it, which I think comes across when I'm talking to clients and talking to people about it. Is just natural because I believe in it and it works. So yeah, I want financial freedom. I want to get paid for, the expertise that I bring. I feel like I do a really good job at this, and I've seen it work. So I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm confident in what I do. So yeah, I guess going back to your question, financial freedom is huge. I have young kids. I'm divorced. So a lot is on my shoulders to take care of them and myself. And yeah, all those things.
So what does financial freedom like look and feel like for you and your kids? Like, give me a rundown on how that would feel.
Well, I mean, I've had it before when I was an insurance agent. That looks like going on vacations and not having to worry about saving for them. Being able to pay for all the sports my kids want to be in. Everything's so damn expensive, especially living here. Phoenix is really expensive to live here. And I don't want to have to worry each month. Is my income going to be good? Is it enough? Honestly, the last year when my income went, just went low bottom for me, I've been living off a savings account that luckily I have that. I sold a house here that I made a nice chunk of money off of, but I'm so sick of this last year using that money for living off of because my business isn't thriving. So that's financial freedoms, getting away from using my investments and my savings money and having money from this career instead.
I love that. What do you feel like you need from like a business coach or a mentor to be successful?
And this is why I reached out to you guys. I want to see if there's, I honestly don't know what you guys do 100%. A lot of what I see is, you help coaches increase their income fivefold or whatever, but I don't know the details. Like, what do you actually do? Like, what would it look like for me working with you guys? What is the process? Because I need help figuring out, like you said, you guys have the solution for the platform. That's a big part of it for me. I want something that will work with my style of coaching, that's user-friendly for my clients as well. I want help really generating the leads and asking for a higher dollar amount and getting those clients that are willing to, put a little skin in the game that way and realize, paying that much money is worth it. So, those would be like my top things.
Cool. So this is what we do. We literally help people, whether you're transitioning from a 9 to 5, like you were at one point in time in your life, to someone's already got some skin in the game coaching. So like, for instance, me, I've been an in-person trainer for over 15 years, right? I was making good money, but I wanted to figure out how I can create freedom for me, my family. I want to travel just like you. So what we do is we help people that that maybe have some pieces of the puzzle, but aren't sure where to fit them in at. They know they have this passion, they have this drive, they have the determination, but they just don't know where to turn to. That's what we help with. So we actually help people start thriving businesses and then scale as they go. It's not one of these things where you go through a course and you learn everything, then you go back and implement. You implement as you go. So we're setting up everything from your financial system, so helping you get your LLC, get your employment identification number, all those things to make you a legitimate business.
I have that.
Taken care of. Perfect. We even help with like the systems that you would use for payments on a regular basis. So Wave or Stripe to collect payments, DocuSign for client agreements. You mentioned don't have any client agreements right now. We have applications that you can utilize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition. We have all these things. That's basically the backup systems, like what we call the pre-launch. Then we move into like the launch phase. So kind of figuring out, which we'll go over here in a second, really like what type of person you cater to, like what problem do you solve for individuals, which sounds like you already got your niche down, like, right? Giving someone a flexible approach to learn how to get healthy habits. So based off of that information, the more detailed we can get down, we create our offer and pricing around that. So which we'll show you here step by step, exactly how to grow your business without having to utilize anybody else. And we also teach you at certain points when you're bringing a certain amount of financials, we can start delegating certain responsibilities and tasks onto someone else so we can focus on the more important aspects.
Yeah.
Does that kind of sound like what you're looking for?
Yeah. And that's what I've wanted in the past. I've always wanted to bring on somebody to do some of the, what's the term I'm looking for? The background stuff, just the tedious stuff.
Right.
But I've never done it because I've never got my income to the point where I was like comfortable doing that, even though everyone's like, if you hire somebody, then you can focus more and you'll be making more. But I just never got to that point where I felt like I could do that. But definitely would love to have somebody helping with that, or even someday having coaches under me and teaching how my process of how I've done this. And that would be really cool too.
Yeah, you're in for a treat. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go over a very brief presentation, and then we're going to dive into deep details on what our program offers through the entire course. Okay. After that, if you're like, yes, I love it, this is what I wanted, we'll talk about possible next steps. If you're like, this ain't for me, cool, no pressure. We'll get you taken care of regardless. Cool.
Yep.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen, and we're going to have a little fun.
Okay.
Cool.
Yep, I got it.
All right, so as you can see, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. That's a huge deal for a lot of people. When they're trying to figure out who's legit in this space, this solidifies it. Got an A out of a possible A+. We're also approved by 3 of the largest certification companies in the world, ACE, NASM, and ISSA. So again, just more reputable features for us. As far as the success ladder goes, we've got 2 tiers. We've got certified coach and we've got mastery level. Certified coach is great for an individual such as yourself who's got some skin in the game. They've been coaching for a while, but they're trying to increase their online presence. The information this course can give us from 0 up to 20K per month. Now, the individuals that are already hitting 20K per month and plus, those are what we call the mastery level coaches. They've been coaching for quite some time. They're trying to scale to 7 figures. They're removing themselves from the coaching aspect and becoming more of a CEO of their own program, if that makes sense. So where we're currently at, we're really going to focus on the certified coach aspect. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Awesome. The program itself is going to be 6 months long. Our main focal point is to get you a successful, thriving business off the ground. And we're going to help you become a marketing guru. So we have the right type of clients. We have sustainable income, and we'll even teach you how to make your first couple of hires so we can scale past that 10K mark that you're looking for. As far as the support side of things go, we're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire duration of your program. This will be an individual who's completed both certified and mastery level. They're battle tested. Okay. You'll have a game planning call with them to really review where you want to be at and the most efficient way to get there. Every 2 weeks, private one-on-one coaching calls to revisit the game plan, make any changes, receive feedback, and they give you very specific instructions on what you need to execute for the following 2 weeks. Okay. 5 times a week group support calls that accommodate a 9 to 5. So these support calls go over client objection handling, client delivery, sales, marketing, lead generation, you name it, we deep dive into it. Outside of that, we're going to have 24/5 tech support with your coach. So when you're not on your game planning calls, your private Zoom calls, you can text them as much as you like, and they're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. So you always have support all hours of the day. We also know, what you know as well, becoming an entrepreneur is exciting, but extremely overwhelming at times. So we want to make sure you're in a good headspace to move forward. So we do help with weekly mindset calls, breath work, and meditation sessions, which we call the Zenpreneur method. As far as the resources go, you're going to have the certified coach course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just discussed. And then we start giving you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific hires or upgrades in your own specific program. We do also offer an optional online certification, but again, that's completely optional. You do not have to do that. I know that you mentioned right now, you just really want to focus on the nutrition side of things. As far as the course goes, there's 59 total modules. Each module will have an overview link that you can read. It'll also be associated with videos. The main thing we want to focus on first is how to get your first client in 21 days or less. This is what we call our activation point. 73% of our students get their client month 1. On average, it's taking them just 1 week to do so. Okay. So the clients that get their first client month 1, by the end of month 4 are averaging 8K per month. Now, the individuals that don't get their first client month 1, by the end of month 4 are averaging 6,500. So just to be basic, an average student, mediocre, you can expect to make 6,500 to 8K. It's pretty damn good numbers to be an average person, right?
Yeah.
From there, we have the certified coach directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that'll help you become a better student. The success roadmap is pretty awesome. It takes us by 5K increments on what we need to execute to get to certain levels of accomplishment. So from 0 to 5K, what do we need to do? 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, those all come with videos. Again, you'll know exactly what to do at all points in times. The certification aspect, I'm going to kind of skip over because you have that taken care of. Then we move into the mindset and lifestyle module. Imposter syndrome, anxiety, fear, all natural, normal feelings, but how can we move forward with our business? We've also identified the top 10 struggles that fitness entrepreneurs will face, but we've provided solutions to that. Target setting, we're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your goals. Administration systems, this is some of the systems that you'll need to run an effective business. So example, waiting for Stripe to collect payments, DocuSign for client agreements, type form accounting for you to be able to book, for people to book calls with you. And again, we do have different apps that we utilize to load up all of your nutrition, all of your programming in one spot. To give you some context on the overview links, each module will have one of these. You just click on this and it'll take you in very written tutorial style format on exactly what to do for each thing. So if you're someone that learns better through reading, we got that. Me, I would read, then watch the videos. So say, for instance, you want to set up, let's say, DocuSign for client agreements. So again, it goes step by step. So there's zero guesswork, really easy. Same thing for your financial systems. I know you mentioned you got a couple of these things completed. You said you got your LLC, all that stuff. Do you have a business bank account, all that?
I don't have a business bank account. I've always just used my own.
Okay, so we'll show you how to utilize these. We'll show you how to utilize QuickBooks. examples of write-offs, things of that nature, business liability insurance, health insurance, even retirement. We go over all that for you in this as well.
Okay.
Then I mentioned this earlier, identifying your ideal challenge. What problem does your program solve? Based upon this, we can then create our offer. So again, for you to understand how much great stuff that you do for individuals, your pricing mindset. And then is this more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself? So the more you do for an individual, the higher the ticket offer. So you're doing a ton of do it for them. So that your ticket offers need to be a little bit higher. We help you create your high ticket offers, which will be established upon your length of terms. We help with the structure of your pricing, and we teach you when to create downsells and discounts.
Okay.
Now, marketing is going to be massive for you. Okay. We're going to give you 8 different lessons to maximize your basic marketing capabilities, because then we're going to show you how to market on an organic basis for all things Instagram. So this is more than just randomly posting stories. There's various strategies involved, specific timing, things of that nature, all things Facebook related, and even all things TikTok related as well for marketing. Okay. Have you ever heard of Canva?
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. So we have a module really showing you how to maximize this so we can make our page more aesthetically pleasing, get our content to pop, attract more people. And then we move into lead generation. So we believe there's 6 different ways to create leads. The first of which is what we call earned media. We're going to give you 11 strategies to bring more people specifically to you. From there, we have conversation and calls, which is outbound marketing, you reaching out to individuals first. We'll give you specific scripts, we'll give you conversation and call examples, but more importantly, we're going to show you where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships. Referral strategy, you know all about this. Friends, families, coworkers, people that are talking about you, they love what the results you've been getting them. We're going to give you 6 different lessons to incentivize more of those people to bring you more referrals.
Okay.
Now, when you're hitting about 6K per month on a regular basis, we're going to teach you how to bring on an appointment setter. This would be the individual that does all of your DMing for you and booking all of your calls. So we'll show you exactly how to hire them. We'll show you how to manage them on a day-to-day basis. And we'll even give you resources on how to track their level of efficiency as well. Kind of your first taste of being a boss over somebody.
Hey.
Now, when you're hitting 8 to 10K per month, we're going to teach you how to run ads on Facebook and Instagram. And this is where you start becoming known internationally. This is where your business starts taking off like crazy. Okay. Now, after that, we have owned media. This is all things email or subscription-based marketing. So think of like Facebook, YouTube, podcasts, anything involving an email or a subscription. We're going to show you how to maximize that and get you more clients off of it. Certified coach affiliate strategy. At this point in time, you'll have quite a few clients, but you'll have a handful that you consider like your rock star A+ students, the ones that are just killing it. So we want to use them as brand ambassadors so they can talk about the results they've been getting. If someone's on the line or on the fence of like whether they want to join or not, we want to have those people link up with the people that you've served. We also want these people to be posting on their social media about you to bring in more brand awareness. And as an example, I give people, I think outside of the box. I'm partnered with a local supplement company here. So I have my clients on specific supplementation. That supplement company will give me 30 referrals a month plus discounts because I'm supporting their business. So I always have a warm set of leads at all times.
Okay.
Sales overview and fundamentals. If you are going to be an entrepreneur, you have to learn to love sales. You have to learn to get good at it. We're going to teach you 10 different lessons to really maximize your sales capabilities because we're going to set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet, 10 to 15 minute phone call to figure out, do I really want to work with this person? Can I actually solve their problems? And they're looking at you as, is she going to be the coach for me that's going to get me to my results in the most efficient way possible? We'll give you confirmation processes. We'll give you show rate protocols, and we'll give you real-time examples with our coaches. That will lead us into the closing call. So this is where we're trying to lock down that lead. We're doing a lot of objection handling. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll give you our entire objection handling web. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be massive for you, creating financial options for people who normally couldn't afford it. We have follow-up procedures, and then again, how to lock down that lead and close them. Sales tracking basics. Once you make the sale, we want to track your progress. We want to make sure there's predictable data every single month. So we'll give you our resources in order to do that. Onboarding process is that weird lag time between you got their money, you're building out their program or their nutrition. What happens in the meantime? How can we ensure this is a special moment for them? How can we keep them hyped up? It's like their first 30 days in your program.
Mm-hmm.
And then client delivery, you know all about this, the week-to-week process and how you're delivering services, making sure everything's smooth, efficient, easy to understand, fully customizable, painting a picture for them. And then more importantly, your communication skills, right? No matter how good you are, someone's going to quit. They're going to ghost you. They're not going to listen, right? How can we get them to execute at a high level? Oftentimes when they're not executing, it's because they want to feel like they're a part of something larger than just us. They want a larger community base. They want more touch points with you. They want to talk shit with some of your other clients and have fun, right? And some of them, believe it or not, actually want to be compensated for doing things that's already expected of them. So getting them gifts or different strategies behind that, right?
Yep.
We'll give you resources and strategies to bring this to life for them to get them to want to execute again. Customer support, the not so fun side of things, cancellations, refund requests. How can we mitigate these issues for the upcoming months? Now, if this is done correctly, this will lead to a large referral for you, okay? Just handling people the proper way and helping them out. Retention module, we want to keep people for long periods of time, but we want to advance them to higher levels of your programming. So we're going to show you strategy methods behind that and then also how to track it. Now, when you're hitting about 10 to 12K per month, we're going to teach you about bringing on a virtual assistant. This will be the person that does all of your back-end administration work for you. So we show you how to hire them. We show you how to manage them on a day-to-day basis. We show you how to track their level of efficiency, and we give you our resources on where to find them when you're ready for that hire.
Okay.
Now, when you want to scale past that 15 to 20K mark, we need to start thinking about bringing on your first assistant coach when you're hitting about 12 to 15K. Okay, this will be the individual that works directly underneath you. They take on their own clients, but you get paid a portion of that. So whoever we bring on or interview needs to match your personality, that needs to match your values, your morals, because again, they represent you and your company. So we're going to teach you how to hire them and how to manage them on a day-to-day basis, but more importantly, keep them in line with our company vision. Okay. Quick recap, and we'll answer any questions you got. Cool?
Yep.
All right. The program itself is going to be 6 months long. You'll have your customized game planning call with that coach. You'll have your one-on-one private coach for the entire 6 months. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You're going to have a private Facebook community plus CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, and you'll also have the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we're missing here?
I don't think so.
All right. How are we feeling so far? Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds amazing. It's it's cool because you're laying it all out there, all the things that keep you stuck when you don't know what your next step is, and to have it all laid out, like you said, eventually needing an assistant and all those things. As an individual, I just don't know where to go from that. But when you see it like this, all structured, it makes perfect sense. So yeah, I really like this so far. Yeah.
The way that this is laid out, this is why I'm so excited for this call today, especially the more I got to talk to you, because now you can probably see light at the end of the tunnel where you won't have to utilize someone else. It's really showing you how to do things on your own, step by step. And the great thing about it is once you get in the trenches of figuring out on how to do it on your own, when you're ready to make specific hires, you know what it takes to be proficient at that responsibility. So it's easier for you to like push or delegate that off to somebody else. A lot of people want to come in and hire people to do certain things off the rip, but then they're enslaved to that person because they don't know how to do it. We've actually had a couple of students who came from other programs that like did all their back end stuff for them, got them their own clients. The crazy thing is some of those programs sold out to someone else. So after that program was done, those individuals didn't know what to do on their own. So they took massive hits in their respectful businesses because they weren't versed on how to do it themselves. So it was almost like starting over, which is like a terrible feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials at all?
No, I mean, I saw maybe 1 or 2 videos, but that was it.
Cool. I'm just going to show you about 2. Okay. First one, I'm just going to show you about 2 testimonials. Cool.
Okay.
So Charlotte, we'd call her like a top 10 percenter. She was an in-person trainer making about 40K a year. After 6 months, she contracted over 200K. Now she's making 70K a month. So this is someone that went all in, was destined to stop doing what she had to do so she could create her own type of lifestyle. So she's someone that like wanted to build a massive empire, right? Then you've got Karina, more like, your typical person. She was making about 2K a month, had 2 kids. She just wanted to travel and spend more time with them. So this first tattoo indicates when she started in LCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. So after 6 months, she was hitting 10 to 12K months on a regular basis. She's now hitting 15K months. She works about 30 hours per week, traveling. She's a one-woman show. She's just doing her thing.
Okay.
Okay, so kind of like the different spectrums. Okay.
Yeah.
Who could you resonate with either one of those?
For sure. I mean, both. I've always had like huge dreams of going big like that, and that's awesome. And the other one being able to do 30 hours a week, but make a decent income. But yeah, I mean, they're both relatable for sure.
I love that. Cool. So I'm going to show you a couple averages, because a lot of people want to know what your basic person's doing. You're at a spot to where you're working for yourself, but for a lot of people, on just 10.6 weeks on average, they're quitting their full-time job to go full-time on their online fitness business, which is crazy. And other students who hit a 10K a month, it takes them just 13 weeks on average to do so. So just over 90 days, we could be in that ballpark to where you're really looking to make. Other students who stay with us 12 months, they have 97 clients on their roster on average. So those clients that have 97 on average, they're averaging 366,000 a year. That is insane. So think about that. If you charge roughly around, $300 to $400, let's just say $400 per client, that's 38,000 in a month. If you have 97 clients, you do a lot of traveling, do a lot of things, a lot of traveling for sure. And then our students are grading the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average, which means they're getting massive results for their respectable businesses. Any questions on that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay, what questions do you have for me so far?
Nothing right off the bat, just kind of trying to absorb everything. Yeah, nothing so far. No questions.
Cool. So before we move forward, I want to ask you a couple questions, if that's cool. Do you feel like this checks off all the boxes that you were looking for as far as like a coaching mentorship?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And are you 100% confident in your own skill sets to follow through with all this?
For sure. Yeah.
Awesome. I love it. All right, let's talk about the next thing, the investment portion. What's this going to cost us? Okay. All right, here we go. Hold your breath. It's only $100,000 in your left kidney. No, I'm playing. There's a payment plan of $7,500. There's a paid in full option that saves you $700 at $6,800. Out of those two, which do you think works best for you?
Most likely paid in full.
Cool. So let's talk about that. Okay. So paid full, going to save you $700, which is a nice little bonus. Really quick, did they get to talk to you about the bonuses? Did you get to read about the bonuses? Oh, come on. I got more surprises for you. Everybody likes a surprise. All right. So there's a lot of people that have a money back guarantee. We actually have a money back guarantee, plus we guarantee you're going to make a specific amount. So the first one is a 90-day guarantee. If you don't hit an 8K month in your first 90 days, 25% of your contract will be refunded. Okay. Now, terms and conditions, we got to try a little bit, right? You have to attend your game planning call, attend, 2 group calls per week. Attend 2 group calls with your coaching, attend 12 group calls in your first 90 days, complete the actions, how to get your first client in 21 days module, with all the actions associated with it. No late payments, charge at least the minimum of $300 per services, and have 50% of the course completed. If you do those bare basics, you show up, we're guaranteeing you within your first 90 days, either month 1, 2, or 3, you will hit an 8K month.
Okay.
Second one is an investment guarantee. Make 3 times your investment back in your enrollment term or get your money back. So essentially, same rules apply. You have to complete 100% of your course material, attend a minimum of one group support call each week, 2 private one-on-one coaching calls each month, and charge at least the bare minimum suggested prices with no late payments. So if we're looking at 3 times in that, we're basically saying you're going to make just over $22,500 by the end of this thing, right?
Cool.
Does that make you feel even a little bit more secure?
Yeah, that's exciting, actually.
So cool. Let's go back and let's talk about the paid in full. Okay, so $6,800. That's you're all done in one shot. Is this something you're ready to commit to?
I mean, I want to talk about this with Ryan first, obviously. I'm super excited about it. I think it's exactly what I need to catapult forward. Like, this is there's no way I could do all this on my own, for sure. What you're offering is amazing. It's exactly what a person would need in my position with everything I have going on and where I'm at with, trying to transition out of this commitment I have to this personal training gym that really isn't serving me. So this is ideal. So I'm super interested. Absolutely.
Cool. So is Ryan aware of like your challenges right now, what you're facing in your personal business?
Mm-hmm.
Is he pretty supportive of like what your overall vision is?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to chat with him for a minute? It might help.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, give me 1 second because I'm just going to text my other call and tell him I'm running a little bit behind.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, he wanted me to talk to him after the call just because, you know, obviously when you're going into something like this, you really don't know. You don't know who you're talking to until you
Yeah,
get in here. And I don't want to make like a quick decision, obviously, but I would love for him to be involved in just to meet you real quick.
yeah, absolutely.
I'll go grab him while you're texting.
Thank you.
Hey, babe. You want to come visit her? All right.
Ryan, what's up, my man?
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing?
Good. How you doing today, brother?
Good.
All right. So I think that as Kari kind of told you some of the stuff that that we're gonna have a phone call today.
Not really. She just told me that she was looking for ways to transition away from the company she's working for, where she's not realizing her passion. They're taking too much of a cut and they're charging these fees that aren't, she's not getting benefits from those. So yeah, we're talking about it, but I haven't heard much about this. So
Okay, cool. So what we do in LCA does is we take coaches or people that are trying to transition from a 9 to 5 and remove them from something that they dread or is not fulfilling them or not serving them. We actually help scale their online fitness business. So for Kari, she's already got an online fitness business, but we need to get it to the point where it's actually thriving. So we do all the pre-launch stuff, so all the back-end administration work, all the financial things to where there's zero guesswork for her, but we're teaching her how to do it on her own so she's not enslaved to somebody else. We're also giving her leads to be able to get her own online leads, her own local leads, things of that nature, so she's not relying on that gym to feed her business, if that makes sense.
yeah.
If there's anything, matter of fact, let me share my computer with you.
Okay.
And I want to kind of go over some things. So I just kind of got done this with.
I should have just had you in on
That's
the
okay.
call, but
So we actually have 2 guarantees. Right now that we know that Kari is making right around 1,500, and on her best month she was like around 7 or 8, but she wants to get to that 10K threshold. Our first guarantee is basically stating that if she does everything laid out that we showed her, she will hit an 8K month in her first 90 days, or 25% of her contract will be refunded. Now, obviously there's terms and conditions of that, which I just went over with her. I'll even send you guys a copy of that. And then we also have a 3 times your investment guarantee. So whatever we put into this, we're guaranteeing you're going to 3 times the amount that you put in or your money back. So a lot of companies have money back guarantees. Not many have, or any have, a money back plus you're going to guarantee to make a specific amount if you actually just show up and do what's expected of you, right? So let me go over a couple things as well, what she'd be getting included into her program. One thing I like to show couples, especially when I'm talking to men, because we're very logical thinkers and it needs to make sense for us. We're actually approved through the Better Business Bureau. So that's a huge deal. When people are trying to figure out who's legitimate in this space, this kind of solidifies that. We got a rating of an A out of a possible A+. We're also backed by 3 of the biggest certification companies in the world. Okay, so ACE, NASM, and ISSA. As far as what she would be getting, she's going to have an assigned one-on-one coach with her the entire 6 months. So it's not her figuring things out on her own. She's being guided by someone that's actually completed both certified and mastery level. That individual has a 6 or 7 figure business of their own. So they know exactly what it takes to get her from point A to point B and how to bridge that gap. She has customized game planning calls. She'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, get very specific instructions on what she needs to execute. She'll have group support calls 5 times a week. This will go over client objection handling, client delivery, sales, marketing, lead generation, anything that she's struggling with, we deep dive into it. And then she'll also have 24/5 tech support as well. So outside of the private game planning calls and her Zoom calls, she can text as much as she wants and she'll get answers to everything that she
Okay,
has.
great. Awesome.
As far as the resources she's getting that business course curriculum that actually shows her how to scale and build her business. We also give her what we call the Zenpreneur method, which we understand that like entrepreneurs, it's very exciting, but it's overwhelming as hell at times. So we help with like mindset issues, breath work and meditation to ensure she's in a good headspace to move forward. We even give her agency outsourcing options when she's ready to make specific hires or upgrades to her program, such as like marketing, content creation, things of that nature. So when she gets to a certain point,
What's really cool is I've always wanted to know like when I could bring on employees to help like you did with your admin, but never got to that point where I was comfortable because I'm like, I'm not making enough to pay that.
Right.
But you need that to be able to scale your business.
Definitely balance.
So they put you through, they're able to like help you hire people and when to hire people. Like there's a timeline for it. And when you're making enough money, it's all like laid out very specifically, which is really cool.
That's really cool.
So this is kind of like our course material. So it goes over like mindset issues. We even go into like exact features that she would need to like make your guys' business like more legitimate as far as like collecting payments, client agreements, being able to book calls with her, things of that nature. The other cool thing is I showed her we have an overview link. So everything's tutorial style. There's zero guesswork. It shows you exactly what to do, how to do it. So she's like learns from reading. We also have videos that just spell it out for you as well. So when I went through it, I did both. And then let me go back to categories. I'm going to show you some more of what we do. So same thing with her financial system. I know you guys got your LLC set up, but we even teach her when to open up business bank accounts, how to, do business write-offs, quarterly taxes, how to track all those things. She already has who her ideal challenges or what problems she solves, but one of her main struggles is she's not charging enough for everything that she's doing. So we help with that pricing. So for her, we kind of go over exactly the value that she brings. Is it going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself? She does a lot for people. So her length of term should be hiked up. Her prices should be up dramatically as well. We actually help with the structure of her pricing. And then we also help with marketing. So a lot of people struggle here. They're not sure what to post, how to do it, how to get to certain outreach. We dial that in for her. But first we give her 8 specific foundational exercises to get her comfortable. And then from there, we actually show her exactly what to do on all things for marketing, for all things Instagram, all things Facebook, and even all things TikTok as well. So she knows at what points and when to do certain things. She already is really familiar with Canva, so we're good there. And then for lead generation, we show her exactly the different ways. We believe in our company, 6 different ways to create leads. So there's going to be earned media, which is inbound marketing. So we show her exactly how to do all that. There's going to be conversation and calls, which is outbound marketing. We show her very specific scripts, conversation and call examples, and where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms. Then when then we do referral strategy. She's excellent at referral strategy. She said there's a ton of people that still want to work with her that have been reaching out. We just give her 6 different more lessons to incentivize more people to come specifically to her. And then once she's hitting about 6K per month, this is when we start delegating responsibilities off to somebody else. So to be able to hire an appointment setter, someone that does all the DMing and all the booking for you guys, this would save her 10 to 15 hours per week. So we show you how to hire them. We show her how to manage them on a day-to-day basis and how to track their level of efficiency as well. And then when she's hitting
you found that this is the most efficient way to do it as far as, hiring these people, because I know that she wants to obviously not work 60, 70 hours a week.
Yeah.
But this is a proven plan that's worked for other coaches.
Yep, 100%. So let me go to that really quick because I think you're going to get you're going to like this quite a bit. I was telling Kari, one of the stats that we had earlier is clients that get their first client in month 1 with us, by the end of month 4, they're averaging 8K per month, like the average. Now, the person that doesn't get their first client through us in month 1, by the end of month 4, they're still averaging 6,500. So to be a basic, mediocre individual, you can expect to make 6,500 to 8K. So the good news is Kari's got a leg up on a lot of the competition because she's been coaching for quite some time. So she understands how to get people, right? It's going to be different for someone that's never coached, never been in the industry before, right? So for her to go from 1,500 to even 8K is a great jump right away for both of you to provide that financial freedom. But with her, she'll be able to maximize more opportunity and she'll be able to get past that 10K mark. We've helped over 3,000 students And with those guarantees I've showed you, we've only had to return 1.6%, which is a pretty damn good batting average. Hey,
Really good.
so yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you probably have people that have had great success doing this. Have you had any people that have struggled as far as, it didn't work out for them? And I'm guessing it's probably because they didn't commit to it.
Correct. So we're on the Better Business Bureau. If you were to go on our page, you might see out of 3,000 students, maybe 4 bad reviews. However, those reviews are, they're investigated by the Better Business Bureau. We leave all the comments up there. We haven't lost a single investigation. So you're right. People that don't put in the work aren't going to get what they signed up for, right? So for Kari, she's already been doing this. She knows for sure she doesn't want the safety net of a 9-to-5. That's not her thing, right?
No.
So she's going to be driven a little bit more than someone else who's just used to like building off of just only comfort. She's had that opportunity before and she's like, this ain't for me, right? So the individuals that don't show up and do just the bare necessities, they're the ones that don't get that kickback. So I tell people, if you treat this like a marriage, you'll get compensated like one. You treat this like a career, right? If you treat this as like a passion project or some side piece, there's going to be consequences to it. It'll be fun at first, but then you're going to be struggling down the road, right? So
yeah, Kari has the knowledge, she has the passion, she just needs a different platform and the structure.
Thank you for saying that, because I just made a note to bring this back up. Earlier in our call, I told him my biggest thing is trying to figure out a platform that would be great for how I coach with doing the hands-on meal plans for people and being able to continue to do that. You had mentioned something that you had an idea there, or you had something that you guys provide a platform. Can you go back? That would be like my biggest question, is to go back to that.
Yep. So the platforms that she'd be utilizing, again, we're going to figure out like the type of person that you saw or that you help, where do they most likely hang out at, right? So for instance, I cater to men 35 to 50 that are high level executives. I sure hope they're not on TikTok. Otherwise we got problems, right? So the majority of my men that I want to help are usually on Facebook primarily, and Instagram is just tied to it. So I market their pain points. So for instance, men, think about a man who's 35 to 50, high level executive, what type of problems they have. They're probably a beast in the office, but yeah, so they don't have the time to be, a lot of them don't have time to like be balanced with their family. So if they're not present for their kids, they're not present for their wife at home. Men thrive off of success, money, sex, and food. If one of those 3 things are missing, there's problems. So that's what I market to. So I show men how they can have a healthy lifestyle, but have a healthy life balance as well. So they can still flourish in their work, but they can still be present for their partner, for their kids, whatever the case may be, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm marketing to those people specifically toward where I think they would be most hanging out at. So for me, it's a local outreach. For me, it's also Facebook. Kari, for you that we discussed, you having conversations or doing free seminars in your local community is going to be massive, because you're already touching a really good amount of people online, but then utilizing those people that you've already served and getting referrals off of them as well.
Okay. Just to go back, I think I might have said that incorrectly, but what my question was, but that was all really awesome information. What I meant by figuring out a platform, not social media platform, I'm meaning where I have a system. We talked a little bit about this where your clients sign up in the system. I guess maybe I should have said system. I apologize if my term. But no, a system like where you keep track of all your clients,
like the software that's used,
where they check in, where you make the meal plans. I think you had mentioned that in our call, but we didn't go into it more.
Yep. So we provide different systems. So right now you're using a lot of Google Sheets and stuff like that, which is great. But we do have apps such as like Trainerizer, True Coach. There's a multitude of ones. We're actually partnered with True Coach. But what this allows you to do is upload all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot. You can even, I think on Trainerize, you can even collect payments from there as well. So everything is done in one shot. So say, for instance, you have 2 or 3 female individuals that have roughly the same goals and they have similar type of needs. You could really like make copies and put them, you could like send them out on a calendar. So everything is shot into one spot versus doing individualized emails, which will be massive. And it's a really great way to kind of market, say, hey, before I was using Google Sheets, I'm really excited because now I'm utilizing this new application. It'll make things much more efficient for you guys at no additional charge. You'll have access to this. You'll be able to check in. That way you don't have to, call and say, hey, how come you didn't check in? You'll be able to see it and then just send the messages directly from there.
Okay, gotcha.
Did I answer that, or did I still lose you?
No. That was it. I just want to make sure I understood correctly that there's going to be help with that part of it as far as figuring out what would be the best route, keeping all my clients in one spot as far as like their check-ins and interacting with them.
Yep, you're going to have help throughout the entire thing. So it's not just one spot. It's going to be, they're going to tell you exactly what to do. So your game plan goes, say for instance, 1 week you're killing it. And then 1 week you're like, man, I'm struggling on this one area. We're really going to focus on, we're going to tell you like what to look forward to for the next 2 weeks, but we're actually going to say, hey, we need to lock down this thing before moving forward. So it's not where they're like, okay, go do this and you're off on your own. The coaches that we have offer extreme one-on-one, like literally, and this is not to disrespect you when it is like hand holding, like that's what we do. We want to make sure that you're set up for success, not to like, hey, we told you what to do, now go do it on your own. It's, hey, did we do this? They give you resources. They're very attentive to your needs, just like you would with your own clients.
That's awesome. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. And I hate to say, like you said, I need hand holding, but I think I really do, I really want to scale this business to a point where I'm making some goddamn good money. Finally, it's like I put in all this time and I know, like I told you, I'm very confident in what I do, and not to sound cocky, but I really feel like this is a business that could just sky's the limit. So with a program like this, that's what I need, because I can't individually do all this on my own. Like it's so much.
And there's a lot of information and a lot of things, a lot of steps to implement. So you do need that coaching. At least, and that's why it's 6 months, right? The program is 6 months. Okay.
Now the cool thing about this is, I believe next week or the following week, it's going down to a 4-month course. So if you do jump on this, you're actually getting 2 additional months for the price of 4. That's why our prices went down. So you're getting 2 additional months of support.
Yeah, I'll just say this, when you showed me the price, I wasn't shocked by any means. I was expecting that price. And just to give you a little story from before I started coaching, and I had moved from South Dakota and got out of the health insurance business, I was transitioning into this nutrition world. So I went to school online and got my nutrition certification, but didn't know what the hell to do with it. So I signed up for this course, or this mastermind thing, ended up paying $6,000 for this 4-day trip in Colorado with some really good people that were good in the industry, but they didn't do shit, honestly, after I left their weekend to implement any of this. So it's like, I've already spent that kind of money before and didn't see any of the stuff that you guys are providing.
There's a lot of individuals that will get certified through a multitude of different things, and that's exciting, right? Continuing education, like that's part of our responsibility as coaches and trainers to always be updated with the most advanced knowledge, right? But it does us no good if we don't know what to do with it, right? Because a lot of the certifications won't show you how to actually build a business and how to do things on your own. Most people that we talk to, or that you'll talk to, even your clients, they want a quick fix. They want instant kickback. It's not how this happens, right? So we provide you the foundations, just like you have to provide foundations for your clients on like health and nutrition. Same thing here. We're building up foundations before we get more advanced. And the more that we invest into this, the faster, more efficient things can get for you. That's how your business grows.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I own a business too. And over the years, I've been in an insurance business for almost 20 years, 19 years. And I've made a lot of financial mistakes along the way. But I don't regret any of it, because I am where I am because I've tried things and I failed. But so I'm not opposed to making a big investment. And it sounds like the structure is there, and the support is there. As long as you guys back that up, then I think there's a good ROI on that. So
One other question. After the 6 months is up, where from there, like by then, hopefully everything's running smoothly, am I still getting support going forward if needed after that point? Or what happens after the 6 months is up for a student or client or whatever you want to call it?
So hopefully the goal is that you've been taught, you've been implementing to where you're not going to need ongoing support. If you're going to need ongoing support, we should be at a point to where you can scale to the next level. And that's where we talk about mastery level. So if you're at a point where you're making like 15 to 20K, we need to have a different type of conversation about moving to the more advanced levels now.
Okay.
This is just perfecting everything, all of your systems, all your processes, very smooth, very efficient, making sure that we have a couple hires under our belt. The next level is Now we get more advanced. Okay, so it's the difference between a healthy plate and then advanced macro tracking, right? Very similar to that, besides with coaching now. So this is where we show you how to like really manage people at a more higher level. So now again, we're delegating more responsibilities. Hopefully we get to the point where you're slowly stepping away from the coaching aspect and becoming more of that CEO role.
Yeah.
So you have people kind of doing a lot of your work, your job's functioning for you while you and Ryan are on vacation somewhere. That's the goal.
Exactly. And that's the ideal.
Yeah,
That's
right.
what everybody wants, right?
100%.
I apologize, Jeremy, if this is redundant, because you might have already told Kari during the presentation, but do you guys have anything specific as far as on retention, so she can retain more of her clients and keep them?
Yeah, we actually have a whole module on retention. So part of retention is not only keeping people for long periods of time, but advancing them to higher levels of her specific programming. So we teach her retention strategies. We also teach you how to track that. A large portion of retention is also going to be building a relationship to where they feel like where Kari's her friend, right? It's hard to say no to a friend when it's like payment time, right? People don't want to let people down. So we have a whole module specifically for that one particular area that you just asked.
Okay,
Yeah, we talked about that and
Good.
we had some good feedback on that too.
good.
So
All right.
yeah.
And charging more and how to implement that and attract the right.
That was,
clients.
I was on her neck about charging more. That was probably our first 20-minute conversation.
Month thing for $200 a month, it's a joke.
Yeah,
honestly.
her heart is really big and it's in it, and she just needs to get that transitioned over to the business part of it,
Right.
running the business, because
So
she has the skills she needs. She just
100% not negotiating your value, like, right? Because you're going to have people that know you, like, come on, we're friends, like, give me a discount. If they're really your friend, they won't be asking for discounts. They'll be happy to support your business. That's the first conversation you need to have with them.
It's funny because I do that. I've got one girl who's been with me for almost 5 years and I'm still charging her $75 a month.
No, that's done after today.
I know.
is this the one that works at the nail salon where you don't
This
get a
is
discount?
Hannah, yeah. But I love her. But no, that mindset is going to go out the door. I'm finally to that point where I just can't do that anymore. It was fine at first to get clients and to build things, but I'm at a different place now. So anyway, do you have any other questions? Because I know Jeremy is late for a call.
No, you're good. They just texted me. They're going to push this to 7:30 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
I did have one question, just real quick though. I know you were showing side by side guaranteed. One was like 90 days. One was just didn't have a time frame on it. What were those differences between those two?
Let me pull it up so you can actually see it.
He went through the fine print of it too.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh.
Yeah, you got to go through the fine print. Otherwise, people are like, come on, there's got to be a catch to this. Okay, here we go. So that first one is a revenue guarantee. If you don't hit an 8K month in your first 90 days, 25% of your contract will be refunded. Now, terms and conditions of this is you'd have to attend your game planning call, attend 6 one-on-one calls in your first 90 days, which is basically 2 per week, 12 group calls in your first 90 days, must complete the action on how to get your first client in 21 days module and all the actions associated with that, which means 100 DM messages a week, which is basically about 20 per day. Pretty easy. You must have no late payments, charge at least the bare minimum of $300 per services, and must complete 50% of the course material. So basically, if she shows up, does the standard of what's expected, she will hit an 8K month in either month 1, 2, or 3.
And the onus falls in your company to make those calls that she's required to participate in for that guarantee.
So we have coaching calls on specific times and days. She would be responsible for hopping on those calls. First, it's like her game planning call or her coaching calls. She would have, like, the first one, she would get a calendar to accept a time that would work well for her and her coach. From there, they would just start scheduling them out. But as far as the group calls, she'd be aware of what times they are, and she'd have to attend 2 of those a week.
Okay.
Which she's going to want to, when you're a brand new business owner, or, she's been in business for a while, but when there's areas that you're struggling with, like maybe it's like client objection handling, you're going to want to be on that. Those mindset calls, phenomenal. She also has a private Facebook group too, where she can like leave questions and she'll get like answers from like 4 or 5 different coaches or different students. So you always see different perspectives as well. Okay. So if you're really serious about wanting to get to that 10 to 15K mark, you're going to try to take advantage of every opportunity that you can. That's where the people that are really successful at do the best.
Okay. And so with all bias set aside, as long as she does everything she's supposed to based on her history and her motivation, she's going to succeed with this program, right?
100%. So this is the thing. This is the thing I like about this, but this is also where it scares a lot of individuals. When someone's coming from a 9 to 5, it's easy to blame someone as to why they didn't get the raise, why they didn't get the promotion, right? I got looked over. My boss doesn't like me. When you're an entrepreneur, there's no one else to blame but yourself. So for Kari, she's been in the game for 5 years. That is massive, right? She already has her ideal niche. Like she knows like who she's trying to serve. So for her, all it is literally showing up and doing the expectations. So for her, the only way you're not successful is literally if you just didn't try.
Yeah.
So
and try, believe me.
I told Kari, like the averages I gave you guys, 6,500 to 8K is what the average student makes after 4 months. I asked Kari, do you see yourself as an average mediocre person?
No.
So
nobody does, but
Well,
No.
some people might say that. They
She's
don't,
not.
I don't know, but no.
100%. So even if you did say yes, most mediocre people don't make 8K a month at the end of 4 months. Especially if we're at the point where we're making 1,500, you're like already 6 timesing what you were previously making.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him, I said, it's gotten really bad the last few months, especially since May when he restructured the company and the expenses.
well, you lost your motivation because you're getting paid.
I haven't
peanuts at
lost
the
my
end of the day.
motivation though.
Well, I
I
mean-
still service my clients very well and but it's defeating.
Yeah, I mean, like you're not motivated to stay with them.
Oh, right.
So you're
Yeah.
motivated to keep doing this. But
Yeah. I'm motivated to move on.
Right.
And that's our main goal, is to get her away from, like, she told me that Jim was taking a 65% cut. That's insane.
Yeah.
So to not have to even rely on them anymore.
He's charging each coach like $200 a month for IT, and there's like 15 coaches, so he's probably getting 30,000 a year in IT service.
And it's Google.
And he reached out to someone on Facebook and asked for IT advice. I don't even think he has an IT person. So
anyway,
there's a lot of shady things going on, I think. So
literally, if Kari was to only up her prices by $100 to $300, and she had 35 clients, that would get her $10,500 a month. That's all she needs, and she's already serviced a shit ton of people.
Yeah. And I've been there many times where I've had 35 to 50 clients, but I'm giving up so much of the income that it's.
Do you remember what made you successful with all those clients back then that changed? Or?
Yeah, I was a lot more aggressive on Instagram and asking for referrals, and I've kind of quit doing that just because I
get why.
Anyway,
that'll change. Okay.
Yeah.
So we actually give her tactics to. I love that she's aggressive, but there's going to be a professional level of aggression now, and different strategies in order to, like, kindly, slowly kind of put that thought process in their head, like, oh, I should refer this because I'm getting something back. So for instance, a good referral strategy would be like, hey, if you refer me 2 to 3 people and they all sign on, I'll give you X amount of free coaching per month, or I'll give you a discounted rate. People are like, yeah, I mean, who's going to say no to that, right? Just to drop a name.
Yeah. And I used to do that a lot more, and I would get a ton of referrals. I would offer $50 off each month of their coaching per person that signed up under them. So I would have a few clients that were just a major referral stream for me.
The other great way too is to offer challenges. Do a 7-day thing, give each person or give the whole group like a basic general guideline, nutrition sheet, and whoever wins that could win a possible scholarship with you. But then you get a ton of people dropping their emails and their information. So that way you have collected now owned media, because now you have people's email address that you can follow up with every couple of weeks. And now you're getting hot leads.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think it sounds good. I think she needs the structure, and once she has that, she has all the tools in her toolbox. So I think it's gonna be good. But I didn't hear the price. I'm sure it's probably 6,000-7,000 or something. Yeah. Okay.
Spot on 6,800.
6,800
if you pay in full.
Okay.
It's you save $700 by doing that. I would rather.
Now, if you want me to sweeten this deal for you,
yes, please.
to get you guys rolling, because you were nice enough to get the man on the phone. Usually that's like a struggle to get the significant other on the phone. What we could do is take that
on board helping me with this. So
it's a risk for you, Jeremy, because I know that person could be like, oh, don't waste your money on this, but I think she needs to invest in her business and her success. So
Yeah.
100%. So we kind of have a couple different options here. What we could do is take that paid in full and turn it into a split payment. So remember those guarantees. We could do 3,400 down a day. I'll give you 90 days to pay out that second remaining amount. So the premise behind that is, but within 90 days, you should have hit your 8K guarantee. So paying off that last 3,400 should be chump change, right? And if you don't, it's only 3,400, but you should if you do everything that we're telling you to do.
Mm-hmm.
The coaches that you get are massively successful.
Okay.
you think she'll be able to hit the ground running that quickly?
She's already been hitting the ground. Now it's just running the right direction.
I
Sure.
think this is, yeah, I'm excited, honestly.
Yeah.
I think she's been
I'm
running,
not
but
hyped up from the call. Like I'm hyped up, but this shit motivates me and I like the structure of it. Like I'm really excited because I've
Yeah.
never seen anything this good
Yeah.
that I don't
It's
know.
just, it's like anything, you have to use it. You have to
Yeah.
be disciplined to make it work and get your money's worth. So, but yeah, I know you're in that spot mentally to do that. So,
and you're gonna have to hold her accountable, my man. There's gonna be days where she's like, "What am I doing?" Like, get your ass on that Instagram and start reaching out. Let's go.
I really care about her being successful and happy individually too, as much as in the relationship. So I definitely will be on her for that. So
I love it.
Okay, what's next?
So you guys gotta let me know if you just want to do just pay it all up front, or if you guys want to do that split payment, whichever works best for you. From there, we just take care of that. And then
I'll do the split payment because then my money stays in savings earning interest. So
it's a win for everybody, right?
you wouldn't say that a year ago, but now savings account pay interest.
yeah, my savings account's at 3.9%. So I'm like, I'll leave as much in there as I can.
That's
100%.
Yeah.
I get that. So next, what we're going to do is we're just going to go to our payment system. We're going to collect that. We'll set up a reoccurring to come out 90 days from today. From there, I'm going to take all of your notes, send it on to an onboarding specialist. So within the next couple hours, you'll get a text from probably Casey, who's our onboarding specialist. She'll send you access in order to have course access to set up your game planning call with your coach. Now, let's just say your game planning call is out for a couple of days. That does not mean to not start the course. Get in there and break through it. Just get familiarizing yourself with it. You won't need to do the certification aspect. You can skip over that. You need to dive right into the business aspect. So for you, what I'd probably focus on is the systems that you don't have set up right now. So your payment systems, you're going to use Wave or Stripe. That takes to maybe a partial of an afternoon just to get those things downloaded. They're free, right?
Okay.
Easy, okay? Have that done. Next, I'd move into anything on the financial systems that you don't have done. So we already know you got your LLC, which is awesome, but everything else just kind of start tacking away at it. So I'd spend maybe 30 minutes a day on the financial systems until those are all complete. But I'd spend an hour a day or more on the actual business side of things, which is like how to get your first client 21 days module. Go ham on that. So from there on out, you're spending little bits of time on the stuff that's the back end stuff, because that's not nearly as important. Getting you business is what's really important. Okay. Your coach will probably tell you the same thing, but I usually tell people once they're getting going, they have the access. Some people will I'm just going to wait till I have my call with my coach. Do not wait. Go.
Okay.
You mentioned she can text at any point. Who would she actually be texting?
Her coach.
Her coach. Okay.
She'll have an assigned coach, which brings me to my next point. What type of learning curve do you like? Do you like someone that's high energy, has a sense of humor? Do you want someone that's more firm? What do you like?
I like high energy and funny and laid back. I don't need somebody who's serious. Not that that's bad, but I want somebody who's fun.
Yeah, perfect.
You're looking
See,
for
those are good things to know. So
Yeah.
for me, when I'm doing coaching, I wanted someone just to tell me when I suck, because I just hey, okay, I suck here, go do this, because my goal is to make sure they can never say that to me again.
Yeah.
Some people like it, calm and funny. For me, if someone's talking about what I need to do, I just need to be told exactly what it is.
Yeah. And I don't mind somebody who's like that's firm but in a decent way. Cause this guy Eric that owns the gym that I've been contracted through, he's a total dick to me all the time. So I'm like, you know what? Give somebody fun.
100%. So the cool thing is a lot of our coaches are actually, some of our most successful coaches are actually the females. So you'll probably get geared up or lined up with a very high, powerful, very successful woman. So
Cool.
With that, so they'll give you something I think that would be a really good mentor for you as well, because they'll be able to share what was really good for their businesses and how they're able to scale it a lot faster. Because I think that's going to motivate you even more.
Yep,
Cool.
absolutely.
Are
Okay.
these coaches actively running their own coaching business as well, or nutrition
Yeah,
business?
they all have 6 or 7 figure businesses of their own.
Awesome.
That's
And it was
awesome.
all based off of the information in our course. In order for them to be a coach with us, they had to complete both certifications. They had to be both certified and mastery level in order for them to even qualify to be a coach with us.
Cool.
All right, good.
Okay.
So they're battle tested. I'll get it right. All right, are we ready to do this?
So question for you.
Yeah.
That chunk of change is in my savings account. It's a Neiman Marcus account. Are you guys able to use an account number to pull from? Otherwise, I need to transfer this to my checking for you to pull it, and that will take a business day for it to go from Neiman Marcus to my Wells Fargo account.
Yeah, we can, if you like, what we can do is we can pull from like your account, and then we're just gonna save a card on file though.
Can you pay with a credit card to get the points?
Well, I want the money, yeah, I need it, I want it to come out of my checking
Okay.
account for this.
So do you want to do it that way, or did you just want to set up a second call tomorrow?
So to make payment tomorrow?
Yeah, so we can do it today and just come through your like account number or routing number, whatever the case may be. Yeah, we can do it that
I'm
way.
wondering, are you able to pull it from this savings account with that routing number and account number if it's not a checking account? That's
Yeah.
what I'm asking, is
Yeah.
if you're able to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do it today then.
Okay, cool. So let me get on then. Let me share my screen with you. And what we use to kind of give you some in-depth information. So this will be one of the programs that you can actually use for payments. I actually used both. At one point in time, I was using Stripe, but I actually moved over to Wave. It's just a little bit easier, more user-friendly.
I just saw them talking about this in the WhatsApp conversation this morning for the group.
Yep. So this is, I actually moved forward with this in my own personal business as well. It's very easy to deal with.
Okay.
Is she gonna receive like the syllabus is a nerdy word, but is she gonna get like an agenda as far as when her calls are gonna be taking place and all that stuff?
100%, my man. You got it. Yep.
All right.
How do I find the routing number though?
What's the bank? Oh,
Neiman Marcus.
What's a good email for you?
Kari at the Flexible Dieting Coach.
Oops.
.com. There you go.
And what's the best phone number for you?
605-881-4973.
Whoops, hold on, I'm sorry. 605-881.
4973.
And what's the good billing address?
1481 East Lark, L-A-R-K. Gilbert, there you go.
Just a house, apartment?
A house.
Perfect, cool.
have the routing you need it.
Okay, perfect.
Oops.
Better than a Louis Vuitton purse.
I guess. Just kidding. Told you I'm waiting on that.
I know. It's really sick.
All right, what bank do you go through?
This one's through Neiman Marcus.
Let me go.
Or wait, not. Neiman Marcus is a shopping store. It's Marcus by Goldman Sachs.
Now I want to know what it told me the routing number was for. Holy shit.
Can you look that up again, babe?
Yeah.
I can't believe neither one of you caught on to that.
Because we're not big shoppers, I guess.
Man,
All right, what's your routing number?
hold on.
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm not 100% sure it's accurate because it's online, but let me see.
I wish I could find it on their app.
Is this gonna be through personal savings?
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, I think I've got it. There's a couple of different routing numbers, but this one is 124-085-082.
Okay. Do you have the account number?
yeah, 1 second. I just out of it to try to find,
Neiman Marcus.
I know, I said it like 3 times and I'm like, wait a minute, you dumbass. Okay, account number 3000-419-45701.
We got 30004-194-5701.
Yep.
Nope. Okay. This. Perfect. Now we'll set up your guys' reoccurring from 90 days. Go through. Okay. But we don't want a new one. We want a reoccurring.
So do you pay a monthly or any, when you use Wave, what's their take on that?
So like you're talking as a business owner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like a small percent. I'd have to look it up again, but there's like a small percent on each sale that they take.
Okay.
So that's with like any business. Stripe does the same
Right.
thing.
I was just
Now,
curious if you knew off the top of your head.
No, there's a reason why I specifically like it. So I don't know if you got to see it, but there was a bottom thing that asked you to turn on so the client understands they agree to the terms and conditions. It's another safety feature for you and your client to utilize.
Okay.
You rarely get people that will like object to what happened, but that way it's just another precautionary step that you have.
Okay.
Stripe doesn't have that. That's kind of one of the reasons why I switched away.
Can't believe Eric doesn't use something like that. Such a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about being a business owner. You get to call the shots.
Right. Amen.
And today, 90 days from today. July. So we're going to go July 25th. And we have to go. So this will show here. The next one will be auto pulled on July 25th, that second amount. Okay. And then what card did you want to have that pulled from?
Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Okay, this is a Visa.
Okay.
4465
465, okay.
4205.
Okay.
9388. 5296.
Okay, and month and year?
January 27.
Okay, and CVV?
368.
Okay, do you have any initials on that card or anything?
Initials? It's
Yeah.
just, oh yeah, sorry, middle initial A.
And what was the zip code?
85297.
Cool.
Did they send like a little reminder the day before or something, or day of?
I don't know. Did you hear that, Jeremy?
Will they send a reminder? Yeah.
If this one comes out, just so
Yeah.
I remember.
Yep.
Okay.
Then also, just as a precautionary, since you got your phone out, put that on your calendar right now.
Okay.
So go to July 25th and then
Mhm.
just put in second invoice of paid in full split, and then put in parentheses 3,400.
Jeremy, what was the name of the business?
Next Level Coaching Academy.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So now we're going to go into DocuSign. We're going to get you guys hooked up there. So everything that I promised you guys, we're going to put into a client agreement. If it's going to let me. Gotta love technology.
When it works.
Right, when it works. Okay. The other day, I don't know if it's like Sunday, every Sunday I have an issue with this computer, like every Sunday, doesn't matter like what time. And in between two calls, it cut out in the middle of like conversations. So I had to jump on my wife's laptop, which I'm not really accustomed to. So I was moving between two computers.
Stop. Sit. Jeremy's in Nebraska.
Oh, cool. Are you
Yes.
a fan?
You said what?
Are you a Huskers fan?
By birthright, I have to.
My stepdad's from there. He's a huge Huskers fan.
I'm a Michigan fan by birth.
Yeah. So you guys still got something to cheer for, though. You guys got a dope head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, he for a while it was looking pretty bleak, but they've done well the last couple of years. So
Kari was like Kari at the macro.
Say that again.
It was your first name at the flexible dieting coach.
Yeah, Kari at the flexibledietingcoach.com.
I'm also going to give you guys course access for life, so you can always look back at things in case you're at an area where you're like, why am I not killing like I was a month or two ago? So every once in a while you need to look back at some of those things.
Okay.
That's what I do with my business all the time as well. Whoops. Oops. Yes. So you guys will see in certain areas, there'll be tabs on where you need to sign. For your guarantees, if you want them like reimbursed, that's where you'll put your routing and account number. You shouldn't have to use that. You should be able to easily make over that, but that's where you'll fill that out for your reimbursement. And then there's just one more place for me to sign, and I'll send this over to you.
Okay.
And if there's a picture that how you want to be viewed by others, go ahead and send that to me via text. So like, for instance, we'll introduce you to our private Facebook group and we'll say, hey, welcome Kari to Certified Coach. So whatever picture you want to utilize, how you're going to be viewed by others, go ahead and send that.
Okay.
All right, let me send this over. All right, go ahead and check your email.
All right. So you need my account information there now. Is that correct?
If you have it, go ahead and put it in there. But if you don't have that, you don't want to bother with it, it's no big deal. You can always get that at a later time. If you don't want to fill that in, just put NA, but that's how you get your reimbursement.
I know the checking account routing. I'll just add it quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at the reviews on BBB and they're really good, except for one, but it looks like she wasn't sticking to the plan, so.
Yep, on those reviews, you should also be able to see like the responses to those individuals as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I signed it.
Cool, let me just double check and we'll be good to go. I'm going to send over all your information here. So probably within I'd say expect by the next hour and a half to 2 hours tops, you should be getting a message from the onboarding specialist and you'll be able to get rocking.
Cool. I'm excited. This is great. Thank you.
Should be. This is like a life-changing event for you guys.
I agree.
It's like the power couple.
My God, seriously, the last I don't know, month, I've been trying to look online, like endlessly searching and learning and reading and trying to figure out the best route and which place to do it through. It's just insane.
Yeah, it's really scary too to spend this chunk of change.
Oh, 100%.
Build your business up, but
yeah.
So hopefully she gets the support she needs to be successful. It sounds like it's going to happen.
Yeah, they are huge on making sure that you're successful and thriving.
Very good.
So again, if you can be a student that can make that one more sales call, jump on one more group call, like the ones that are going to do a little bit more than what's expected are the ones that kill it. So for instance, to give you an idea, if you can dictate anywhere between 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in a solid spot. If you can dictate 20 or more hours a week, you're in a dangerously great spot. That's what I tell
Okay.
Someone did mention that they were surprised by extra fees that they were not told about. Are there fees for anything else, or this includes everything?
Nope. So this is everything. So we don't take anything else out of that outside of, you guys just have 2 payments, one today and then one for 90 days from now. And then as far as anything else, there's no additional fees that you pay to us. Now your LLC, which you already have, obviously that was probably a fee, but the majority of the stuff that we teach you how to do is literally on an organic basis. You know, there might be something to where they payment, like if you have a payment processing system set up where they take a small portion of yours, but you're not getting charged that. They're just taking from each sale, not us, but the like
Right.
Wave or Stripe.
Yeah.
But outside of that, if you want to utilize any specific systems, there will be like, we don't get charged that, but there'll be a fee like based upon how many clients that you want to like sign up for. So when I was going through it, I didn't utilize any type of apps until I was over about 25 to 30 clients, because that outside of that, it was kind of pointless. I'm always someone who wants to save as much money as I possibly can, but when I got to the point where it was becoming a little bit overwhelming, that's when I started utilizing, you know, investing in apps, because then you're getting money afford to spend that. Ads, there's a reason why we tell you to wait till you're hitting about 8 to 10K per month, because we want to make sure all your systems and processes, that way we can structure and have residual income to run ads, because ads will cost money. Those aren't free. But if you're making that type of money, it's well worth it. You're spending a small portion on ads to get a large payback, like of how many people are coming into your program. Okay. So a lot of other online companies will push you to run ads immediately. It's just a waste of money because you don't know what to do with them. You don't have the structure or the know-how on how to handle those. So we make sure everything is set up in a smooth, efficient order first before we start having you invest money into pointless things that you're not ready for.
Okay, makes sense.
And then to give you full transparency, like the DMer, yes, you could go through a private DME agency. You could do that, right? Me, I'm cheap. If you want to know what I did, I hired a high school kid. I had them sit with me for like literally 2 days. I wrote out a script on exactly what I wanted them to do for DMing. I made sure they had my tonality. I made sure that they actually, when they started, I was like kind of double checking to make sure that's what I wanted sent. I paid the kid like 10 hours or $10 an hour for like, you know, 2 to 4 hours a week. You don't have to, but again, I think outside the box. So if I know how to like structure someone, I know how to like manage them, I don't need to necessarily do that. Now, are there other people that have invested in a professional DMer? Yeah. Do they get great results? Yes. I just wasn't willing to spend that. I'd rather have made enough money to run ads to where I didn't really need a DMer like that.
Okay.
Everybody's different. It's just going to be based on kind of where you guys are at professionally and what type of income you're bringing in. And if that's something where you feel like you want to invest in, go ahead. Now, what I will say is once you're hitting that 12 to 15K, you do want to bring in an assistant coach. If you have someone that's been following you or as a part of your program, a really easy way to get an assistant coach is someone that you've been working with for years. And maybe they want to build in some part-time income. And the easy way to structure that is, hey, I'm going to get you the leads. I'm going to even write out a large portion of it for you. So all you have to do is plug and play. And then you can easily say, hey, I'm going to take roughly 60% of this. You'll get a 40% cut because I'm doing the majority of the work. So when I hired an assistant coach, it was someone that I've been in the training field with for 10 years. So I know exactly what I was getting out of that person. I didn't feel nervous about it. Hey, you want a little side income cash? Gotcha. Here's like 10 clients right here.
It's funny because I've had clients reach out to me asking if there was anything that I needed help with or was hiring. I even sat down with a lady one time. She's a police officer, but she wanted something on the side too. And she was a client and she loved it so much. She's like, I'll help. She knew I was super overwhelmed at the time. It was when I had 50 to 100 clients. And she's like, bring me on, I'll help you. I sat down with her, we went through everything, had everything ready to go. And I backed out because I was like, I don't know if I can commit to having an employee, but with this, I feel like I'll understand how to do it properly.
Yeah, you'll understand the processes on how to do it. More importantly, when to pull that trigger and when to do it, right? And it's going to be hard eventually to like let go of some of that control because like this business is your baby, right? It's like you created this, you thought of it, and it's hard to let that go and provide someone else control over something that you started by yourself.
Right.
But if you want that freedom for, if you want that freedom for where like you and Ryan can enjoy vacation without thinking about business, you're going to have to learn to let go at certain times.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right? To have a successful, thriving business, but have more time to do what you want with the people you want.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
Cool.
Another positive note, this is 100% tax write-off.
Yep, it is. I'm going to say that as well. Yes. So we're in a good spot. So shoot me, if you didn't, shoot me a
Yeah.
picture of how you want to be seen.
Okay,
And then I'll get that sent over and you should be getting, someone should be contacting you here in like the next hour and a half or sooner.
awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremy. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Sorry
Appreciate
about
you
the
guys.
missed call, but it was worth it, right?
Yeah, 100%. Hey, when you said you get him on the call, I'm like, yes, we're doing this now. Because a lot of times the guy won't get on the call.
Okay, yeah, no,
It's all good. I trust that it's a good program, and I trust that she knows that she needs to stick to it, and that's the structure she needs. So
yeah,
You'll kill it.
she'll
You'll kill it.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, really good to meet you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Have a good
All right,
one.
later.
Bye.